real quick tutorial on how to create and edit shapes in Illustrator. I'm going to go through for this tutorial. I'm going to zoom in right here and I'm going to go through, I'm going to go through the top tools over here, my selection tool. Sorry, I'm used to projecting up on the screen and zooming in. So you've got, let me kind of take this out right here, right? I've got my selection tool. I've got my direct selection tool. I'm going to skip down to my pen tool. I've got my curvature pen tool and I've got my shape tools here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on my shape tools and I'm going to go all the way to the right and I'm going to pull off this whole set of tools here. I don't know if you could do that. That's a really neat function of Illustrator. I am drawing a bunch of tools. You notice I'm drawing a bunch of shapes, right? You notice I'm drawing a bunch of shapes in here. They all have a white fill and a black stroke. Those are the colors. Let's pull that back up there, right? Those are the colors in my toolbox here. When you are drawing shapes, it keeps track of what you drew first, what you drew second, what you drew third. Do you have layers? Absolutely you have layers, but you don't really necessarily have to use them if you're kind of doing a simple drawing there. You can just click on the objects, object, arrange, send to front, bring to back. Right now this is in the back. I want to bring it to the front. Now it went in front there. You've got little points on here. I can use these to edit the shape. I can go all the way down to a circle from a square. Some of these shapes like the polygon, while I'm drawing it, if I use the arrows on the keyboard, I can add or subtract points. Same thing with the star, right? Add or subtract points using the arrows on the keyboard. Now, other things that I can do to modify these shapes, right? I can use the selection tool to select a shape to move it. I can use the direct selection tool to pick up individual points of a shape to edit it, right? That's kind of an interesting one. So you can pick up individual points on a shape and kind of edit them, move them, kind of play around with them, experiment with where they go, things like that. Now, I've got my pen tool. My pen tool is for drawing, but the curvature pen tool will allow me to go in here and edit shapes as well, right? Because I can edit the path. So if I were to go to select a shape and then I take that curvature pen tool, I can use that to edit the path, any path that I wanted to draw. All right. Now, other ways that I can edit shapes is I can add shapes together. If I were to select all of these shapes together, I could use my shape builder tool here to kind of scroll over all of these shapes to combine them into one, which is pretty interesting. And something else that I can do to edit shapes. Oh, where'd my shapes go? I lost some of my shapes. Oh, there, star, right? Yeah, sure, let's use a star. If I come in, not that star. Oops, right? That's a kind of a reflection tool. Here's a star. If I go in here and I'm drawing a shape and I have this shape behind it, right? So I've got this shape behind it, this shape on top. I'm going to click on the shape behind it. I'm going to hold shift, click on the shape above it. I want to cut that shape out from the other one. So I'm going to go to my properties panel. And if you scroll all the way down, you'll get a set of options on here called the Pathfinder. I can add shapes together. I can subtract shapes. So I just cut that little star shape out of there. And the way that you can tell that I cut the star shape out of there, because you can't really tell. Let me go ahead. Let me throw a color on this bad boy. There we go. It's got a color. Object, arrange. Object, arrange, send to back. And there you have it. You can see the shape kind of cut out there. So this was just a real simple tutorial on how to use the shape tools in Illustrator. There's a lot of other things you can play with alignment. There's so many shape options. I mean, basically everything in Illustrator is made up of shapes with paths and points. But the editing capabilities of these paths and points has really increased over the years. And that's kind of a really interesting aspect. If it's got a handle, you can rotate and get curves and stuff. A lot of fun things that you can do with the shape tools in Illustrator. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful.